already. This is going to be exciting.
And the ARCA restarts up to go. Green flag is out and we're underway.
Just a few laps into this. Oh, the 37's getting loose. Oh, and he saves it. Oh, they're going 3 wide.
We've got a 5-way fight for the win of this race coming to 4 laps to go. He's gonna win it here in spectacular fashion.
Tonight, in the Glove Station ARCA Summer Series, we've got the second race of the short track stretch. Last week it was Richmond. Tonight, you see it right there. We're at the Coliseum. It's Bristol. We got 100 laps of Goat Locker racing action tonight, and we'll have the whole race live right here on V-Speed as always. I'm Sky Shrek. I'm joined in the booth tonight by Daniel Cunningham, and Michael McCarthy is our producer once again. Daniel, tell us about what makes Bristol such a fan-favorite racetrack.
Well, this is definitely one of my favorite racetracks, both in real life and on iRacing. You can't get much better than the world's fastest half mile. Running the dual pit road layout tonight, 0.53 miles in length, 30 degrees of banking in the turns, and after what we saw last week at Richmond, I wouldn't be the slightest bit surprised if we see some fireworks here tonight, Scott.
Oh, absolutely. Bristol is a track that tends to induce a little bit of anger here. As you said, with those 30-degree corners, it is very close confines around here. You're always racing with someone else, and it's very easy to make contact with this narrow racetrack. We're going to take a quick look at our schedule here for the Glove Station ARCA Summer Series. We started out the season at Daytona before moving into Kentucky, Darlington, and Homestead over the last few weeks. Before we took a off week there for the week of the 4th of July, we are back tonight at Bristol. Last week was Richmond, the first race of our kind of short track mini stretch of the calendar here. Bristol is tonight, then we go to Auto Club next week, and Old Atlanta will be the finale race. 2 tracks you can't really get any more in real life that we'll be racing on here to decide the Glove Station ARCA Summer Series. Speaking of points right now, heading into this race, your points leader with 3 wins in 5 races this season is Joseph McWhorter, and he's pretty clear over Barrett Morton in second, Mark Whitley, Sean Kaiser, Alan Smith, Christian Angel, David Calbert, Brandon Wallace, Chuck Phelps, James Goshen. The rest of your top 10 in points at the present moment in this ARCA Summer Series. We're wrapping up qualifying right now, and in almost no time at all, these drivers will be ready to go, and they'll be gridding up for the main event tonight. We have a full field, looking like 32 cars in the session for tonight's race, including some drivers who are always threats to win, like Jeremy Gardner coming into this race He's won one earlier this season. I believe it was his only start. He'll try to win a second here tonight. We're going to send it down to the national anthem. When we come back, we'll have the race. Stay tuned.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
We are back here in the Glove Station ARCA series at Bristol, and we're going to get a look at your starting lineup here as we get ready to race from the Coliseum. On pole tonight is going to be the 42 car, Jeremy Gardner, making his second start in this series, and he will be starting up on the front row. Jeremy Gardner takes the Jam Printing and Promotions pole award here tonight. Jeremiah Holt in the 73 to his outside. Brandon Wallace goes from P3 tonight. Brock Price rolls off in 4th. Andy Kurtz starts in the 5th position. James Goshen in the 085 will go from P6. Tyler Justice rolls off 7th tonight in the 33 car. Craig Bontrager 8th in the 49. And your last two cars in the top 10 will be Mark Whitley in the 74 and Jamie Libke in the 16.
And as we take a look through our mid-pack here, we've got Barrett Morton starting in 11th with Casey Jones in 12th. Starting in 13th tonight, we're going to have Jake Ellingson with Zachary Minnis to his outside in 14th. Chance Taylor and Joseph McWhorter are going to make up row 8 in 15th and 16th. Got Daniel Parks in 17th, Benjamin Richards starting in 18th. Rounding out our top 20, David Calvert in the 35 starting 19th, and Chuck Pegleg Phelps rolling off 20th.
And the rest of your field tonight, from 21st, it's Mark Cofield in the 97, Kevin Price in the 80. Dave Calbert goes from 23rd in the 027, Sean Kaiser from 24th in the 88. It's Joshua Unger in the 51 tonight, going from 25th. Charles Abert in the 7 rolls off 26th. Jacob Lanke starts 27th, Travis Bieber 28th, Colton Sisk 29th, Ricky Sisk 30th, and then the last three cars on the field will be Levi McCarty in the 21, Bobby Whitley in the 60, and Skylar Daly in the 22. That'll be your 33 car field for tonight's race at Bristol, and it's going to be a good one here. 100 laps. You get 4 tire sets for the race, 65% fuel limit, and 2 green-white checkers coming down to the end of this thing if we need them here tonight.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a good one.
Yeah, we're going to see if it pulls off here. It'll stay on, so we're going to do one more pace lap.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a good one. We've got a really big field here tonight. You know, DW always said that this place was, about like flying F-15s around the gymnasium. And we're going to put that theory to the test here tonight, Scott.
Oh, that we will. This track is close quarters. It's tight. It's known for the contact that it tends to produce. And I would be stunned if we do not see a little bit of that contact, a little bit of that anger here at Bristol when we're all said and done tonight. 33 cars rolling down now into turns 3 and 4. The pace car is getting ready to pull off as we head down the turn this time. On the front row, it'll be Jeremy Gardner and it'll be Jeremiah Holt. And the green flag will fly. We're off at Bristol.
Side by side, it looks like Jeremiah Holt's got a little bit of an edge here as they go into turn 1, but Jeremy Gardner going to drive it in deep on the bottom. He's going to be able to clear to the lead. Brandon Wallace slotting in line in third behind that battle.
Great battle there for the lead. Great battles all the way around the racetrack. You almost saw it there. An incident for Jamie Libke in the 16. Almost caught out a couple cars, but we all keep it straight. Rolling down the back straightaway into 3 and 4 once again. The laps go by so fast it'll make you dizzy. We're battling for P2 right now. Holt under threat from Brock Price in the 43, ripping that high line to try to get momentum off these corners.
Yeah, Brock doing a really good job up on that high line. It looked like actually there was a little bit of contact between the 73 of Jeremiah Holt and the 99 of Brandon Wallace as they were trying to get everything sorted out. Brock Price in that P2 position now. He's looking like he's going to make a run for the lead here, Jeremy Gardner.
That he is working that high line in the early stages of this race, along with a couple other cars. James Goshen is up there, so is the 74 of Mark Whitley, trying to use that high side to get some speed. It's maybe a little worse on the tire wear, but 100 laps at Bristol goes by quick. And if you think you can make it work, you might as well give it a try now in the early stages of this race. Price is all over the bumper. Jeremy Gardner looking to get something going for the lead. As we're side by side for third still, James Goshen tries to find some momentum to get himself around the 73, and he will. Contact around goes Jeremiah Holt.
Jeremiah Holt, as you said, involved. The 33 of Tyler Justice, big damage on that. Looks like we've got the 27 of Jake Ellingson, Brandon Wallace, Daniel Parks. There were quite a few drivers that ended up getting taken out in that, and I believe Mark Whitley in the 74 started right around where he was at as they were coming off a turn 4 there, and just absolute calamity as they get down into the turn.
Yeah, it looked like what happened. We'll see it on the replay here. Jeremiah Holt got way tight off the corner here in his 73 car and just kind of slid it up the road, and that stacked everybody up behind him. You see some of the wrecking here at the back of the field. Massive hit to that inside wall. As you look at that 71 car, Daniel Parks diving his way through. It was a parking lot in turn 1 as a result of this accident. I mean, you can see all the damaged cars here. Just started with that 73 of Jeremiah Holt and kind of chain reaction. Most of the field there.
Yeah, you could even see it, the 364 Zachary Menace, the 74 of Mark Whitley, both missing the front end off of their cars. This incident, it almost was like there was 2 separate incidents that took place there. This one's starting a little bit back behind the other main wreck that happened, which kind of to be expected a little bit here at Bristol. Everything just happens so fast. You get those guys that are close to the initial wreck checkup, and the guys behind them don't see it right away, and it's easy to pile a lot of cars in and not a lot of time there.
Yeah, that was a nasty hit for the 33 of Tyler Justice. Here's a little further up the field. This is the second of the 2 incidents that happened. Was back around Jamie Libke in the 16 car. There's going to be some contact here between her and Justice. She'll get into the wall, get way high on the racetrack, and then there'll be some more contact here with that 34 car of Casey Jones. And then that'll be this small wreck. There were 2 at the same time here. You got more cars piling in. Ooh, boy.
You see the 12 of Ricky Sisk there, the 027, just 51 of Josh Unger was piled into that. Just, man, that wreck is going to get a lot of drivers to use their fast repair early here tonight. And, 90 laps still left in this race at Bristol with no fast repair. That is not a good recipe for success.
Yeah, just quick math here. It looks like we have about 10 cars that have come down to take the fast repair. In fact, it looks like about 13 cars ended up coming down pit road there, so a lot of pit stops here from drivers involved at the back half of the field. At the front half of the field, it'll be a new look front row on lap 11. Jeremy Gardner retains the lead of this race, but Brock Price is going to roll from P2. And then you've got Goshen in third, Bontrager in fourth. Pace car ducks it into the pit lane. We're going to slide into the restart zone, and Gardner is off with a huge jump down into turn 1.
Yeah, really good restart there from Jeremy Gardner. Not surprised to see him take the bottom. I have a feeling that's his game plan. Just try to be patient, consistent down there on the bottom, save some tire. But they are 2 by 2 by 2 behind them, racing for 2nd through 6th.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier. I think Gardner's only ran 1 race in this series this year, and he brought home the victory. So he very clearly knows how to get it done in the Glove Station ARCA Summer Series. He's yet to actually pull through, or he's yet to actually show up to enough races to really make a dent in the point standings, though, as where we are in the season. Side by side for 2nd, you've got James Goshen in the 085 at the moment. You've got that 43 car of Brock Price working high on the top, and they're going to get close off the corner. Not a great run for the 43. He got tight. Goshen has the advantage on the bottom.
Yeah, this just gives a really good illustration of the 2 different lines that you have to run here at Bristol. You can see that run that Brock Price is able to get up on the top side. He's able to pull that momentum down the straightaway. He's actually clear of Goshen for just a split second there. But it looks like we've actually got another yellow flag out here for an incident a little bit farther back in the pack.
Yeah, that's Chuck Feltz around in the 75 car there on the top of the racetrack. Gonna see if we can get another look at what might have caused that for that 75 car to go spinning in turn 3 here at Bristol. Working with the 21 car, that's Levi McCarty. He's got the 35 of David Calvert there as well. Running the middle line here. Let's see, is this with McCarty? Yeah, it is. I think Phelps maybe thought he was clear there. Got into McCarty. Oh, big hit for Mark Whitley. If I'm correct, he's one of those drivers that's already used a faster pair.
Yeah, Mark Whitley and Brandon Wallace were both involved in that one. Brandon did not burn his faster pair on that first caution, but you are 100% correct that Mark Whitley did. So I don't know. His car doesn't look worse for wear. Looks like it's in pretty good shape, but would have to think he got a little something out of that with as hard as that hit was.
For sure. He's one of our highest ranked drivers in points, too, so that's going to hurt him here coming down to the end of this season for sure. I'm going to take a quick moment here once we get out of the replay to thank one of our partners at Goat Locker Racing while we're sitting here under the yellow flag waiting for the field to get all bunched up and get ready to go. We're going to thank our partner InVets. InVets is founded by veterans for veterans, and they aid in transitioning to civilian life, focusing on job placement and finding the right community for veterans and their families to ensure their success and happiness. They're a veteran nonprofit in Indiana with the goal of bringing veterans to that state to live and work, and they are the title sponsor of the Sunday Truck Series here in Goat Locker Racing. We thank InVets for all they do for the series, and I think you'll see a couple cars out here in the field with some InVets logos on them as well as we go through the rest of the race here tonight. Already about a fifth of the way down, lights are off this time.
Yeah, even with the cautions, it doesn't take long to click off laps here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Lights are off on the pace car. We're going to get ready to line them back up and go at it again here. See if Brock Price has anything for Jeremy Gardner up on that front row.
Well, it was a great restart for Jeremy Gardner last time that made the difference. He was gone into the sunset almost immediately here at Bristol. So we'll see if he can get that good jump again, or if that 43 car of Brock Price is able to hold steady up there on the high side. Pace car pulls down, green flag comes out, and Gardner is off like a rocket once again. Will Price clear Goshen? No.
James Goshen doing a good job fighting back on the inside. Looks like he might have got just a little loose on the bottom there off of 2. Going to let Brock Price clear as Craig Bontrager looks to the outside trying to make a move for 3rd with Barrett Morton in tow behind him.
Some speed in that 49 car for Bontrager. Working that top. He's got the momentum and he gets it done easily there. No problems for the 49 car as he pulls it up to 3rd around James Goshen. You're now looking at your 2nd place driver in points, that 9 car of Barrett Morton, trying to make it work on the top. He will also get clear of Goshen. Next car in line is your points leader, Joseph McWhorter. battle is closing up front. You've got Price and Bontrager side by side for second, but Bontrager knows how to run that top line. And look at this. He is so quick up there. He's already got around Price. He's right up to Jeremy Gardner for the lead.
Yeah, really impressive run up on the top. Barrett Morton going to clear into third, and Barrett has a little bit of damage that he has not gotten fixed. So really impressive the speed out of that 9 car, even with dealing a little bit of damage, as he's going to look to the inside for second underneath Bontrager.
Oh. Problems there a little further back. Slow corner for the 43 of Brock Price. Maybe a little contact with McWhorter, but he's free falling through the field back to P7 right now. It'll be P8 if he gets passed by Andy Kurtz in that 48 car. He was running up here in the top 2 for a while, so not ideal for him. Morton continues to try to make time on the top.
Yeah, Barrett having a really strong run right now, and another driver with a really strong run is Sean Kaiser in that 88 car, currently sitting P6. He started back in 24th, and he has already been able to work his way almost to the top 5, and definitely one of our biggest movers. I believe he is the biggest mover of the race so far, and able to dodge the carnage and put himself in a good spot as he's going to look to the outside to get 5th here.
Joseph McWhorter's trying to look 3 wide here through the middle for P2. Not going to get it there. It's a risky move at Bristol, but he is trying to make that middle lane work at the moment. He's used it to get around Bontrager, who started to slip back through the field on that inside line. Your leader is still glued to the bottom, but second, third, and fourth are riding it high on the top. Morton still doesn't have the momentum he needs, but he's getting closer and closer to the 42 of Gardner, and he's right on the bumper, down into 1 that time.
Yeah, it just keeps inching his way up there to that 42 of Jeremy Gardner, and it's just really impressive the momentum that Gardner's been able to hold on that bottom line. You just see that wicked run that Barrett gets. He's going to look to the inside of Gardner as they head off into the turn, but Jeremy able to pull the momentum, keeps the lead as they come up on a bit of lap traffic here.
Doesn't work there. That's the lap car of Joshua Unger in the 51, but he gets out of the way pretty quickly. Oh, we're wrecking further back. 37 to Jacob Lanke. 22 of Skylar Daly, big hit as well. This is, I'm not sure why the caution is not out here, because we are wrecking more as we try to get through this.
Yeah, and it looked like just contact between the 97 and the 37 there. Skylar Daly almost hit a right angle across the track. I believe it looked like the 37 may have towed or hit the alt F4 button or something there. Prevented us from going under caution. We're staying green.
Now we're going to get a caution for a different accident, also involving some of the same cars.
Yeah,
Ricky
a little bit
is around in this one.
Yeah, and
Jeremy Gardner lost the lead there. There was like 4 cars stopped on the front straightaway as everyone came through full speed. Gardner slowed up and went all the way back to 5th.
Yeah, there was a lot going on in not a lot of time there. I couldn't see who it was. There was somebody also barrel rolling down one of the straightaways. That was the 12 of Ricky Sisk. That's impressive at Bristol, I'm not going to lie. I don't think I've ever seen a car flip like that here before.
Yeah, and this was off the nose of Barrett Morton. No fault of Barrett's, really. Sisk just kind of got loose in front of him and came down across the nose, and then, you said it, contact with a 43 of Brock Price sends him tumbling into the outside wall. Stacks up a few other cars as well, and Morton lost the lead there to McWhorter as he got involved in that accident, and now everyone is down pit road.
This driver's going to take this opportunity to come down pit road for some fresh tires, fuel, and in all likelihood, a little bit of damage repair. I don't think we've got hardly any drivers left that haven't had some kind of contact this evening. So a welcome opportunity to hit the pits here for a lot of these guys.
Yeah, should be the full field down here. We will see where everybody comes out. Looks like Levi McCarty came down, but it looks like he came down into the wrong pit road. So while he is the leader, he has not been serviced. Mark Cofield is going to stay out on 20-lap-old tires. And then everybody else will come down. First 3 cars out of the pits as normal are Barrett Morton, James Goshen, and Jeremy Gardner. And while we're under caution, we're going to thank another one of our partners here at Goat Locker. That's Lincoln Tech. Lincoln's mission is to provide superior education and training to their students for in-demand careers in a supportive and accessible learning environment, transforming students' lives and adding value to their communities. They're one of the largest automotive technology schools in the nation with 23 campuses. Lincoln Tech is the title sponsor of the Spring Series, and they are a very large partner of Goat Locker Racing. So once again, we thank Lincoln Tech for everything they do in support of GLR. You might see them on a couple of the cars out here on the track as well. It'll be Levi McCarty staying out up here on the front row with Cofield, who pit about 20 laps to go on an alternate strategy. From there, everyone behind him came down and took 4 tires. After an extremely eventful couple laps there before the caution, we're going to go back green, this time at a turn 4. The pace car pulls in. It's old tires on the front row. Slow jump for both cars, but McCarty gets clear, pushed by Morton.
Yeah, McCarty able to clear out to the lead. Barrett Morton looks like he should be able to clear Mark Cofield. No, he keeps that momentum. A little contact between those two as they are still side by side for second with Jeremy Gardner and James Goshen in tow directly behind them.
Side by side for the lead. Cofield's got worse tires than Goshen and Morton, but he does have 20 lap better tires than McCarty. So he is faster than that 21 car. He should be faster than the 21 car, but there's a little bit of contact there. Cut off Goshen a bit out of the corner, and I don't think that 085 will be very happy about that one or that one for James Goshen. And he's into the outside wall. We're wrecking big time. Somehow, contact. No caution again.
Yeah, everybody kept it straight and keeps rolling. No caution out of all that.
Goshen's not going to keep it rolling. That car is totaled. Oh, and he's hitting more cars. And we're wrecking, and this should be a caution. We got cars backwards.
Yep, yellow flag is, in fact, out now after a lot of contact there. And looks like the 085 has already made his way to pit road after that contact. A lot going on yet again with our leaders up front. We'll have to go back and take a look at exactly what happened here on that instant replay. As you see the 85, the 085 and the 97 make contact. And cars just piling in from there with Goshen slow up on the top line. Just nowhere for anybody to go with that.
Yeah, the caution didn't come out, but his car is destroyed. Like, he can't steer at this point. So he just comes down the track into the 22 car of Skylar Daly and then triggers another accident.
Yeah, you can even see it visually there. His right front tire is not attached to anything. Just nothing that Goshen can do at that point. You know, not any fault of his with what happened with that later contact. He's just a passenger at that point. And Ricky Sisk gets absolutely annihilated for the second wreck in a row. Again, just a passenger along with that one.
Yeah, Ricky Sisk has had a very rough night because that is the second wreck in a row they have been involved in big time. And both of them were kind of the aftermath of a wreck that should have already been a caution about 2 laps prior. We have some pit stops here. Barrett Morton came down to get some damage fixed, put some tires on it. He will come out in 19th. Also coming down is Charles Abert, Benjamin Richards, and a few other cars as well. So it'll still be McCarty and Cofield on the front row, and we want to shout out our title sponsor of this series. That is Glove Station. At Glove Station, they are committed to providing quality gloves and protective gear for a wide range of your daily activities and jobs. From tinkering on home DIYs to working in industrial environments and everything in between, Glove Station has you covered. With the endless amounts of safety products on the market, they want to make it effortless for you to find the right protection for your needs. And as mentioned, they are the title sponsor here of the Glove Station ARCA Summer Series. So we thank Glove Station for their partnership, for their sponsorship of this race tonight at Bristol. We'll go back green just under halfway through lap 47 out of 100 at the present moment. It'll be 48 once we get back rolling here. Same 2 cars on the front row. McCarty and Cofield are up front. Jeremy Gardner's back to 3rd after that accident. Travis Bieber is up to 4th in that 114 car. Pace car ducks down into 4, and we're green for McCarty. Terrible jump for Cofield.
Yeah, Levi McCarty really good start there, able to jump out to a pretty substantial lead already. Side by side for second, Mark Cofield keeping the momentum up on the top side, able to stay ahead of Jeremy Gardner for now, but just not sure how long those old tires are going to hold off. Travis Bieber is now starting to make a move for third place on the outside of Gardner.
Yes, he is, and that's an easy move there for Travis Bieber in the 114. He's got a couple other cars looking to try it. Chance Taylor in that 14 car. Started out back in 15th, trying to work his way up, along with Bieber, who started out back in 28th and is trying to work his way up. He's got the freshest tires of this front group, and he's trying to use them to make moves. He's side by side with Cofield, and he gets that spot easily. Only one car left for Travis Bieber, and it's Levi McCarty in the 21, and he is there for the lead of the race.
Yeah, Travis making some good time up on that top groove. He's going to easily get alongside. He's going to have the momentum going down into turn one. I don't think there's a whole lot that Levi can do in this situation. Travis with the momentum off of two. He's going to clear for the lead.
McCarty still working on those old tires, is going to get passed not just by Travis Bieber, but by Jeremy Gardner as well, and he'll quickly slide up to the top there, trying to cut off the run of that 14 machine of Chance Taylor. Mentioned it a second ago, but Travis Bieber started in 28th tonight and has climbed all the way up to first. Oh, big hit into the outside wall for Chance Taylor in the 14. Pulls it off the wall, might see some damage on that car.
Yeah, side by side still with Craig Bontrager here as they battle for the fourth position. Really good side by side. Caution is indeed out again as we see the 56 car stopped on track. James Goshen going to make a little bit of contact there. 56 doing a crab walk, so we'll have to take a look at what happened with that one.
Yeah, this is involving that 43 car of Brock Price, whose day just keeps getting worse, really. He's already 6 laps down, and there you go. Big hit for him, big hit for Mark Whitley. Two favorites coming into this race whose days just really can't get any worse at this point.
Yeah, and I think that might actually be the end of the night for Mark Whitley. Had to use his fast repair earlier and currently showing a meatball according to iRacing. So definitely going to have some damage. He's got to come down and get fixed. If he is able to get back on track, that is going to spell the end of his hopes for a solid top finish out of this race this evening.
Yeah, we've already had 3 confirmed DNFs: Casey Jones, Jacob Lenke, and Skylar Daly. Dave Calver has been in the pits for about 8 minutes now, so I am going to assume he is the DNF as well, and I would be shocked if Ricky Sisk is able to pull it back out onto the racetrack after some of the incidents there tonight. So that will likely be one of another DNF here tonight. That'll put our total up to 5 at the present moment. We're going to shout out another one of our Goat Locker racing partners here. That is Jam Printing and Promotions. Jam Printing and Promotions is out of Plainfield, Indiana. They're local, they're veteran certified, and when they do well, they do good in the community. Since forming in 2013, Jam has contributed printing and promotional sponsorships to more than 60 local nonprofits, with a primary focus on organizations that assist veterans, women, and children. They've been with Goat Locker Racing since the very beginning. They provide Goat Locker with all promotional items, including shirts, hats, decals, dog tags, you name it. Jam Printing and Promotions does everything for Goat Locker Racing, promotional-wise. And they are sponsoring the Pole Award across all series this season. So your second-place driver right there, Jeremy Gardner, started this race on the pole, and he is your Jam Printing and Promotions Pole Award winner. We want to thank them for their contributions to Goat Locker Racing, as we are going to have a very different top 2 here compared to what we've seen over the last couple restarts. It's going to be Travis Bieber going from first, and he's chosen the top lane here, which could be interesting for that 114 car. Jeremy Gardner in the 42. It's going to roll from the bottom. Behind them, it's Chance Taylor, it's Craig Bontrager, it's Jacob Ellingson, and it's Sean Kaiser.
And
pace car dips in. Yeah, pace car dips in at a 4. We're green off the corner.
And something we haven't seen this evening, the leader taking that top line. Travis Bieber able to get a good jump. They're going to be side by side for second with the 14 and the 42 as Chance Taylor got into the wall a little there off of 2, able to get it gathered up. Jeremy Gardner going to clear for second as a result of that.
Close shave there for those cars. The top always seems to work right off these restarts, and you're seeing it again. Not a lot of speed for the 49 of Bontrager on the bottom as Taylor and Kaiser fly right around. Now it's Kaiser looking to the bottom of that 14 car for P3. Doesn't look like he's going to get it, though. He's trying to follow Gardner.
Yeah, still side by side there. Chance Taylor able to carry the momentum off the turn and retain that position for now. I think Sean just needs to be patient here. If he can keep it glued on the bottom, we saw how fast the 42 was earlier. Just running that bottom and being patient, saving a little bit of tire compared to the guys up on the top group.
Is that a tight battle right now here all around the track, really? It's almost impossible to get away from other cars at Bristol, including this front row and including the battle back here for 5th as Jake Ellingson has just blinked out of the race from inside the top 5. So a disconnection there potentially for that 27 car of Ellingson, and that is going to likely end his night. He was running 5th at the time. Yeah, he is back into the session now, but he has been dropped back to 15th as a result.
Yeah, that was definitely strange. Like you said, he was up there near the top 5, and you know what? At least he's back in the race now, but definitely lost a lot of positions as a result of that, and there's contact between him and the 085, but they're both able to get it straightened back out and rolling again.
Yeah, he almost wasn't in the race anymore at that point. That is James Goshen, the 085. Had a great start to tonight, but like so many good cars, has ended up about 6 laps down, kind of in the melee that's happened here through the middle stages. That's taken out a lot of fast cars. Back up front here, we're still single file and we're wrecking at the back. Maybe yes. Are we going to see a caution for Zachary Minnis around on the front straightaway?
Spun down off the
answer
track.
Appears to be no. This is going to get sketchy.
Yeah, this is definitely going to get sketchy because he doesn't have any way to rejoin without backing back up onto the track. I am shocked that iRacing didn't throw a caution. I mean, I know he's technically off the racing group, but not a whole lot he can do in that situation.
No, he's gotten it back going too, so he is rolling. He's now gone from about 9 laps down to 10 laps down as a result of that accident.
Yeah, just really wild with some of these non-caution calls that we've seen tonight, but we continue green. Battle for second still rolling here. Battle for third a little bit tighter between the 14 of Chance Taylor and the 88 of Sean Kaiser. They are right in each other's hip pocket here, trying to chase down second place Jeremy Gardner and our leader Travis Bieber. Not far ahead either.
No, he isn't. There's great racing going on all throughout the field right now. A little further back, the battle's on for P5. It's the 33 car, Tyler Justice, and it's your points leader, Joseph McWhorter, at the moment doing battle. You've got your second place in points, Barrett Morton, 1 spot behind them, and David Calvert running in 8th. Contact between the two, and the 33 is around hard in turn 1. Morton on his side.
That is going to bring out a caution between Tyler Justice, Barrett Morton, and the 35 of David Calvert. Just nowhere to go for the 9 and the 35 there after the 33 got turned. We're going to take a look at it on the replay. Catch the tail end of it there. Just slight contact between the 33 and the 72. Sends Tyler Justice around, and he's just along for the ride at that point.
And that is a huge hit for that 9 car of Barrett Morton. Came into this race second in points. He's already used his fast repair. That might be Barrett Morton done for the night in that 9 car.
That is going to be a meatball for him and a meatball for Tyler Justice as well. Both drivers have used their fast repair, as you mentioned. Going to be a big hit in the points tonight for both of those drivers, but as you said, especially for our second place in points, Barrett Morton. You see from the onboard there, he just had absolutely nowhere to go. 33 back up the track in front of him.
Yep, pit stops going on for seems like basically everybody now, and we'll see who comes out of the pits first. It looks like it'll be Joseph McWhorter in the 72. Excuse me, no, he has stayed out. Excuse me on that note. He is back to the lead, but he has stayed out, one of very few cars who have. Up there staying out with him is Andy Kurtz, Brandon Wallace, and Chuck Feltz. Everyone from Jeremy Gardner in 5th on back has brought it down pit road.
Yeah, and the big loser, it looks like, on that pit cycle is actually going to be Travis Bieber, who was our leader before this pit cycle and caution started. But right now it's showing him in about 10th place. And, you know, we talked about it a little bit earlier with the dual pit roads. He's on that back straightaway pit. And to be honest with you, I don't know how iRacing cycles out the drivers that are starting, or that are pitting rather, on the back straightaway when they come down pit road under caution.
Yeah, I am not sure either, but it seems like it would probably be an advantage to have whatever one lets you get on pit road first here at Bristol. As we get lined back up here, we want you to donate to Goat Locker Racing at goatlockerracing.org/donate. As a contributor to Goat Locker Racing, they make sure your donation goes directly to supporting our cause of helping military veterans and first responders. So once again, goatlockerracing.org/donate and donate to Goat Locker Racing today. We're side by side up here, up front on the restart. It's two cars that have stayed out. Different strategy for Joseph McWhorter and Andy Kurtz as the green flag flies and the 72 is off.
Yeah, good jump there for Joseph McWhorter. He's going to easily clear as we head down into turn one. But the car that I'm taking a look at, the first one that's on those 4 fresh tires, the 42 of Jeremy Gardner, been one of our fastest drivers all night. Can he get up there in these next 20 or so laps and get that lead back?
We're going to find out right now. He's got the speed, he's got the tires. Let's see if that tire strategy is an advantage for the 42 to get him the lead. Well, he's going to turn the 99 of Brandon Wallace, and we are wrecking big time into turn one.
And there are a lot of cars collected in that. You see Travis Bieber. We've got one on their side. It's a 027, I believe, of Dave Calvert that was on his side also. Brandon Wallace looking like he's driving a modified now. He already used his fast repair this evening, I believe. That may be the end of it for him tonight. As we take a look, we've seen it so many times tonight. It just tightens up so much on the exit of the turn. You think you're clear, you're not quite clear with that momentum up top. Just hard to say who should have lifted on that one. And just two guys going for the same real estate there.
Man, Chuck Phelps was already going around by the time they got to that accident. This is the 364 of Minus. ARCA break, 1 car, 2 car, 3 car, and the 027 goes onto his side.
Yeah, another big pile up there, as we've seen so many times this evening. But in all of that, Chance Taylor moves up to 3rd place, also on fresh tires, with Jeremy Gardner in 4th, Jake Ellingson running 5th. Those guys all on the fresher tires right now compared to our front 2 of McWhorter and Kurtz.
And there's the wreck between Phelps and Bontrager that kind of started this second pile up here between those 2 cars, and that gave some pretty major damage to Chuck Phelps.
And it looked like that was maybe the 085 of James Goshen maybe got caught up in that at the end again. And not a good night for him either. I think that's about the 3rd or 4th one he's been caught up in. Just a tough night for a lot of these guys out there tonight.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of big wrecks tonight at Bristol. This place is so narrow, the bank's so high that when you get an accident like this, it can be really easy to catch about 8 or 9 cars in it. Like we've seen a few times tonight. We started with 32 drivers. Only 16 of them are on the lead lap, and we have a lot of DNFs. Confirmed DNFs tonight. Tyler Justice, Mark Whitley, Benjamin Richards, Skylar Daly, Jacob Lanke, Casey Jones. We got a bunch of cars in the pits that I think are about 99% likely to be done here. They're kind of just waiting on seeing if they can maybe get some damage fixed. That includes the 9 car of Barrett Morton. That includes Zachary Minnis in the 364. That includes Ricky Sis in the 12. And I think we're going to see a couple others that might be done here as well. Jamie Libke is 9 laps down at the present moment, too. And we're going to go side by side, rack them back up down the back straightaway, and we'll go back green on lap 85 with 16 laps to go at Bristol. Up front, same strategy. 2 cars that have stayed out. Joseph McWhorter and Andy Kurtz. Green flag is out, and McWhorter gets the best jump.
Yeah, another good jump for our race leader, as we've seen all night long, but Chance Taylor on the inside, not quite going to be able to clear Andy Kurtz for second. Andy keeps that momentum up on the high line. See if Chance can get around him, get him cleared. Not quite again, as the laps are going to tick off pretty quick here for those guys with fresh tires to try to make something happen.
Taylor's tires 29 laps faster than Kurtz's and about 37 faster than McWhorter's. So he does have the tire advantage, but he's struggling to make them work. The 48 Andy Kurtz is doing an amazing job of defending on that high side and preventing Taylor from getting up there. I think that top is likely the fastest lane right now. And if Taylor wants to continue pursuing McWhorter, it might do him well to try to get up there. He's caught right up to the rear end of that 72 car, and now he's clear. What will Chance Taylor do? He'll run the top.
Yeah, he's going to use that top to try to get some momentum, and you can see once he cleared the 48 of Andy Kurtz, he pulled right up to the back bumper of our leader. He's got 10 laps to try to make it happen here at Thunder Valley.
That he does. Time goes quickly here. 10 laps at Bristol, only about 2.5 minutes of racing, so you've got to be on it as we're side by side for the race lead. Your 3-time winner this season, Joseph McWhorter, is trying to make it 4 for 6. Chance Taylor is trying to come through to seal his first win of the season. 10 to go at the line that time, and we're side by side, door to door through 1 and 2.
And as these two run side by side, Jeremy Gardner in that 42 closing right back in. Chance slides up a little. He's not quite going to be able to clear. Jeremy Gardner got that momentum on the outside as they come up onto the lap traffic here too. Going to play a little bit of a factor. Looked like it slowed Chance down a little bit more than McWhorter there.
That it did. Here comes Jeremy Gardner in the 42, trying to look for his second win in 2 races this season in the Glove Station ARCA Series. Taylor will prevail in that battle for second, but he's unable to prevail in the battle for first. 7 to go when we cross the line this time, and we are still doing battle. 3 cars clear of the field. McWhorter on old tires, Gardner and Taylor trying to steal it away.
And if you're Chance Taylor or Jeremy Gardner, as we get down to the last few laps here, do you think about using the bumper? You're that close. You can see the win, the checkered flag, right there in front of you. You know you're faster. It's just been hard to pass this evening. Is the bumper going to come into play? I don't know. I'd have to think if I'm Chance Taylor. I'm not running for points. I'm here to win. I think I'd try it.
I think I would too, as we take 5 to go. Time's running out for these drivers to make a move happen. The 14 of Chance Taylor is still stuck behind that 72 car of Joseph McWhorter, and he's trying to run as high as he can to get the run off the corner, and we're wrecking. Caution, Jake Ellingson.
Jake Ellingson, I believe that was the 97 of Mark Cofield that was involved there as well. Jake is just going to tow her back to the pits at this point, and he looks like he's actually got a meatball after using his fast repair. Take a look at what happened here. Close battle between him, the 49, the 97, all right there together. Bontrager goes to the inside trying to make a move, and it looked like Jake maybe started to get a little bit loose, and in the process of saving it, comes right down in front of the 97. Just not a whole lot that either driver could really do there.
That'll be another car likely out of the race there for that 27 of Jake Ellingson. We've got 12 cars on the lead lap here. 32 started this race. 16th place Brock Price is 5 laps down. He will finish in the top half of the field tonight. This has been chaotic, to say the very least. And we are now going to have an overtime finish. We've got 2 attempts at the green-white checkered. We'll take the green with 2 laps to go. If the caution comes out before we make it back around one time, we'll try it again. If not, then that next run down to the end will be for the win of the race. We've got 2 tries to try it here tonight. McWhorter is on old tires. He's been sitting on that rubber for 61 laps. But he's done a great job to hold off Taylor and Gardner, who are on 24-lap-old tires.
Yeah, the big thing here is, do those guys with tires even have enough time to try to make this happen? I mean, we've seen the leads and the jumps that the control car has gotten on all of these restarts tonight. I would have to think if McWhorter takes the top side on this restart, if he's able to clear and get a decent jump, it might be lights out at that point.
Yeah, and it's going to go by quick here. Only about 30 seconds to take 2 laps at Bristol. So these drivers are going to be winging it all out, and they are going to leave absolutely nothing on the racetrack here. Coming down to the end of this race, we have received word from Jake Ellingson. The motor on that car is done, and so is he.
The unfortunate end to the evening for that 27 car, as it looks like we are starting to line them up 2 by 2. Lights are out on the pace car, and you see Joseph McWhorter is going to take the top, something that we haven't really seen a whole lot this evening. Going to see if he can carry that momentum around for 2 laps, hang on to this lead here.
That we will. So, Joseph McWhorter sits in the lead. Chance Taylor on fresh tires goes from second. In your second row, it's Andy Kurtz on worn rubber. Jeremy Gardner trying to find his second win of the season. It's all to play for as the pace car pulls off out of 4, and we are green again at Bristol. Great jump for the 72 of Joseph McWhorter, and he's clear of the 14 of Chance Taylor, right down into 1 and 2. The 14 immediately jumps up to the top, trying to get some momentum to chase the 72 car back down, but McWhorter is up there to block, and we come around to take the white flag. It's still a 2/10 of a second gap for your top 2 cars. Taylor is there. Is he going to try something into turn 3? Let's see. Big dive to the inside for Chance Taylor. Is he going to make it stick? The answer is no. Joseph McWhorter wins his 4th race of the season at Bristol.
Yeah, really impressive run on those old tires, able to hang on for the win. Chance Taylor coming home second. Andy Kurtz rounding out our podium. It looks like we had a couple of guys sideways after the checkered flag there, but really impressive there with the way that McWhorter was able to hang on those older tires, showing why he's the points leader in this series.
4th win of the season. The domination continues for Joseph McWhorter. We're going to let you hear him burn it down. (16th to 1st tonight for your race winner, Joseph McWhorter. We'll get an interview with him and the rest of the top 3 when we come back here on V-Speed. Stay tuned.
Superior quality, ultimate protection, and the highest level of craftsmanship. We make our gloves for the hard worker that wakes up every morning and gives 110%. You deserve the highest quality protective gear that's going to work for you, day in, day out. We know it can be tough deciding what companies to trust for your hard-earned money. It's all in our name. We've mastered our craft to help you master yours. We make our gloves rugged, durable, and designed for you. Whatever the job is, we have you covered. We are your glove station.
Joseph McWhorter, your winner tonight here at Bristol, and as we get ready to hear from him, we are gonna see our results for tonight's race. Joseph McWhorter pulls it into victory lane to take your win. Chance Taylor, also with a good drive through the field, brings it home P2, and a great strategy call for that 48 car, Andy Kurtz, to find 3rd place tonight. Your Jam Printing and Promotions Pole Award winner, Jeremy Gardner, brings it home 4th, Craig Bontrager, P5 tonight. 6th place is going to be Sean Kaiser. 7th, Mark Cofield. 8th, Travis Bieber, going all the way through the field from 28th to 8th. 9th is Kevin Price, and I believe your big mover there is 10th, Levi McCarty, 31st to 10th.
Take a look through some more of our race results here. We've got Charles Abert coming home in 11th. Joshua Unger able to come home in 12th tonight. David Calvert bringing it home in 13th. And a really strong, quiet run for Colton Sisk, bringing it home 14th tonight. Brock Price finishing 15th. Jake Ellingson in 16th. Jamie Libke coming home 17th. Daniel Parks in 18th. Brandon Wallace 19th. And Jeremiah Holt, after starting on the outside of the front row, coming home in 20th.
Back there, 21st is going to be the 027 car at Dave Calvert. 75 at Chuck Phelps. 22nd. Back from there, it's James Goshen, Barrett Morton, horrific points day for him. That's going to be a big hurt to his chances. Tyler Justice, Zachary Minnis, Mark Whitley, horrible for him. I believe he came into this race in third, and now he will probably not be third. Benjamin Richards, Ricky Sisk, Skylar Daly, Jacob Lanke, Casey Jones, the remainder of your field here tonight. We're going to call up into the booth here the 72 car of Joseph McWhorter, your race winner. How you doing, Joseph?
Hello.
Joseph McWhorter, you got me.
Yes, sir.
How you feeling after that, your 4th win of the season?
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised because I was not very good. I think that kind of showed in practice and in qualifying, but I wasn't really sure on what strategy to play. I pitted early. I knew we could make it. I knew it was going to be caution heavy, and I had to drive through the field like 3 times because I gave myself a penalty after getting to the front like a ding dong. And then when we had that real big wreck and everybody was all stopped on the track, when that happened, it then put me from like inside the top 10 to like back to like 14th, 15th again. So then I had to drive through it again. It's like, man, this is going to be hard to try and get even a top 10 finish tonight, but I'm glad that we were able to pull it off. I don't know how we pulled it off, but we just played something right.
Yeah, tell me about defending on old tires, because you did a great job to hold off the cars behind you who had some much newer rubber.
Yeah, it wasn't very easy because I pitted, I think, at lap 20 something, I think, when I pitted. And when I seen everybody go down, I knew Andy stayed out and like maybe 3 others, I think it was. So you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I knew that Jeremy was really fast. I knew he was the one to beat tonight. So that's the one I was just the most worried about. So, and then Chance Taylor kind of gave me a little bit of surprise. He was really fast too and just all over me. So I was trying to play games with the restart and choosing lanes and stuff. So I was trying to, I picked in front of Andy and put Chance and Jeremy nose to tail, hoping that, that would kind of affect them and get Andy side by side with one of them. That way I only had to deal with one of them instead of dealing with both of them. Like I had that little 10-lap run or whatever it was there. So we just played it smart, got through it, and man, that was exciting. That was fun. I'm kind of tired, to be honest.
All right, anyone you have to thank tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank Red Camel Racing. Go check them out at redcamelracing.com. Fire suits, helmet, shoes, anything you need for a race weekend, they got it. redcamelracing.com. Outlier Speed Code, beautiful paint scheme, or the beautiful or amazing setups that I get to race every week. They're an amazing setup shop. Go check them out at our brand new website, outlierspeedcode.com. 29 Graphics. Hopefully, we'll have an actual paint scheme for whenever the real season starts and we get done with the summer series. So go check them out on Trading Paints, 29 Graphics. You guys for putting on the broadcast. I love V-Speed very much. We get to be a part of you guys' stuff a lot and love it being on here. The drivers for a great race. The admins for the hard work. I know tonight was a little bit hard, but really ready to get into the last 2 races of the season and see if we can't go just run these last 2 out and get 2 more.
All right, congrats on the win tonight, Joseph McWhorter.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
And we're now going to send it over to Daniel. Daniel is standing by with your 2nd place finisher tonight, Chance Taylor.
Hey
guys.
Chance, this is Daniel. How you doing tonight, bud?
Doing good. How are y'all?
Doing great. You put on a good run there, coming up to P2 from your 15th starting position. What more did you need on that last run to try to get up there and get around that 72 car?
I needed that outside line. It was, I had no chance on the bottom all night. I mean, unless I try to slide job somebody, and I really don't like doing them dirty like that. But I mean, it was a fun race, and I'm just happy to be back. It's been a couple months since I've raced, so I just enjoyed the time out there.
Well, yeah, it's definitely nice to see you back out on track. I know you said when I was hanging out in your voice chat earlier that this was really the first time, I believe you said, you've run this new ARCA car.
Yeah.
And I think you've probably already answered my second question, but I got to ask, when you're that close for the win, you're at Bristol, you see it right there in front of you. Did you have any thoughts about using the old chrome horn and pulling a Dale Sr. there near the end?
Oh, for sure. I had everybody in the Discord there telling me to put on the bumper to him, and I was like, man, I can't do it. This is my first race back. I'm not trying to piss everybody off.
Well, hey, all you got to do is get out afterwards and say you didn't mean to wreck him. You just meant to rattle his cage, and it'll be all right. But
Yeah.
hey, really solid run. Great to see you back out on the track. Before we let you go tonight, Chance, who you got to thank?
I want to thank JM Printing and Promotions. I'm sorry, I don't even know the title sponsor for the series here. The title sponsor series, and you guys for putting on the broadcast here, and Alexander PCs. I appreciate it, guys.
All right, well, that's second place, Chance Taylor. Good to see him back out on track, and a really solid result tonight.
Have a good one, guys.
Thank you. Sky, I believe you are standing by with our third place finisher, Andy Kurtz.
Hey, Andy, how you doing?
What's up? Doing good. How are you?
Tell me about that pitch strategy you pulled to get up there and get that third place on old tires.
Yeah, it wasn't very strategic. It was me sitting in this car. I guess you can't really see far out your window in these cars, and with how banked Bristol is, I had no idea everyone was pitting until it was way too late. So I just hung out there because I missed the boat. So that was my strategy. But yeah, it kind of worked out, I think.
Yeah, it did. Tell me about when you have a race like this where it's a lot of cautions, a lot of kind of chaos. How does it help to survive that?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just track position, which I think I had at the end. The tires are pretty obvious, racing Jeremy and Chance, but yeah, honestly, this race was cleaner than I expected it to be, which is a good thing. So I thought it was fun. The cars were pretty even. You couldn't really do much, but you definitely wanted to be on the outside. But tires played a pretty big factor in it, so I think it gave everyone a chance to get on different strategy, and I think you definitely saw that through the race. So yeah, all in all, I think I got him one or two wrecks, but don't think I made anyone mad. So that's definitely a win in my book.
All right. Anyone you'd like to thank tonight?
Yeah, appreciate you guys for the broadcast. Everyone at Goat Locker for putting this on for us. Been a cool summer series. I thank iRacing, Above the Yellow Line, SimMotion, and McConey Setup Shop for putting this on and being awesome sponsors with us.
All right, congrats on the third place finish tonight, Andy Kurtz.
Thanks, guys.
Well, next week here in the Glove Station ARCA Summer Series, we'll be going to Auto Club. Tell us a little bit about that, Daniel.
I'll tell you what, that's going to be a really fun race. There's another league that I follow that's also on V-Speed that just ran Auto Club a couple weeks ago in these ARCA cars, and man, did they put on some really good racing. The draft made a difference. I think we're going to be in for a really fun show here next week as we wrap up these last 2 weeks of the summer season.
All right, well, that'll conclude our coverage here tonight on V-Speed. I do have one more thing that we would like to shout out here on Goat Locker Racing, and that is our Warrior Spotlight here for July. Is Alexander Sauger, U.S. Marine Corps from 2013 to 2017, and he is our 10th Sim Racing Rig recipient here with Goat Locker Racing, and that is going to be exciting. We should see him out on track here in the ARCA series and in a couple other series in Goat Locker Racing very soon. And he was very excited to be able to get that sim rig. The 10th Goat Locker Racing has given out. That is going to be the end of our coverage here on V-Speed. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss anything here in the Goat Locker Racing League and for the last 2 weeks of the Glove Station ARCA series. I've been Sky Shrek. I'm joined up here in the booth by Daniel Cunningham and Michael McCarthy. And on behalf of everyone up here and everyone at Goat Locker,